Good day, fountain pen enthusiasts. It's day X of our Rosin-based thread sealant experimentation, and there's been some new developments. Thanks to the helpful fellows at the FPN and FPG forums, I have a better idea of what I'm aiming for. Something sticky and stringy. So with that in mind, I've made two fresh batches of sealant. One with a dark Rosin and one with the original amber coloured Theodore brand Rosin I made the first batch of this sealant with. And yeah, it's a bit better this time round, I think, a bit closer to what other people are describing. I'll open up the original stuff as well and show you the consistency of this. So what's changed? Well, I think basically my attitude. My attitude with the first stuff was safety first, and I made it with that in mind. I made it in a bain-marie, you know, just in case there was any kind of spillage or anything dangerous. A water bath was, I think, the safer option. Now this stuff here that I'm stringing, I did not make it a bain-marie. I do my best to keep it away from any kind of open flame. You'll see it's very sticky. It's way more adhesive than the other stuff. But I didn't bother with a water bath, and I think that's the difference here. I didn't get hot enough to completely melt the first batch of rosin in the oil. Now, there was slight difference between the dark and the amber rosins while cooking, and I'll come to that in a second after I don't want to cross the stream, so I'll use a different a screwdriver here to illustrate the amber stuff. I made the amber stuff with slightly more oil in it, because I thought if I've got two different batches, there's no point making them the same consistency. I might as well have one that's slightly looser than the other. It's still quite sticky, I don't want to stick my finger. Alright, I'll stick my finger in this. Bear in mind this is a larger container, so it's got more work to do. Yeah, it's right off the desk. It's slightly less sticky. I've made this one slightly less sticky. The other one is insanely sticky. Incidentally, I found that if you get a bit of olive oil on a tissue, that helps get it off your fingers. Heavy on the olive oil. So yeah, what was I going to tell you about the difference between the dark and the amber rosin? Well, first of all, the dark stuff, this AB rosin, it seemed to melt very, very quickly, and it didn't give off much of a vapour. It gave off a slight smell of old music rooms to cook it. But that was it. It melted down really fast. I didn't powder this like I did the first batch of rosin. I just broke up into chunks in this tiny metal container. Melted it over a, what would you call it? I put it in a pot first, so there was no flame getting to this. I put that in the pot and heated it up, and the chunks just seemed to whoosh, you know, low flame, less than a minute. It liquefied quite nicely while I was stirring it, and I could start adding oil. And that was it. There wasn't really any drama to it. A slight smell of music rooms while it was cooking, and you know, this is what appeared afterwards. And it's sticky, it's stringy, I'm assuming what very patient people have been trying to explain to me. Whereas the amber sealant here, real surprise, it gave off quite a lot of vapour as I was cooking it. It took longer to melt, and it smelt so strongly of soldering. I thought, I must be losing my mind here, but apparently this rosin goes in solder flux and that's what I was smelling. I've looked it up since. You can see this is a little easier to work than the dark stuff I made. So yeah, there you go. The last things I want to show you, very briefly, is I'm going to get stickiness all over this frontier, but for the sake of science I'll push on. If you recall, in the last video I coated this frontier in a blob of the original, not very adhesive, water bath made Rosin sealant. Well, it's actually pretty freaking strong. I'm not sure I can open this at all actually without. I'll get the hairdryer out and maybe have a go at that. Yeah, not on camera. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, there we go. Well, that's kind of encouraging. It didn't take much heat. My hands are quite gross. I still managed to open it. Well, anyway, the point is, I can put this to one side. If anyone's got an idea how to clean this bad first batch of rosin off those threads, please leave a comment, because I'd love to know. But the point is, I'm going to apply some. I wish I'd left the two frontiers okay, that way I could have compared the amber and the dark stringy sealant. The point is, I'm going to apply some of this stringy, gloopy type treacly sealant onto the threads of this frontier and see how that performs. I've read different things on the internet. You know, maybe you should heat this stuff up first before you apply it, but I'm going to be experimenting with it anyway. I'll try applying it cold, I'll try applying it hot, you know, just see what goes on. Oh wow, it's a bit stringy. Okay, I'll try and get in shot for you. I've got far too much on this. On this needle. Alright, well let's see. It's really quite thick. I was surprised to see that it struggles to thread onto that barrel now. Incidentally, a long time ago, when I started, well, a long time ago, a couple of years, I was reading an English website. It was an old, yeah, I hardly get any purchase of that with my hand. Tissue. An old website, an old English website, and it had loads of different stuff the guy was explaining used for fountain pens. And one of these mystery substances was Prout's glue, or something like Proust's glue, and it looked an awful lot like this. And he said it was specifically for sections. Is that another name for this rosin based sealant? It's a question I'll put out there. Well, I'll leave that to set. I've no idea how long it's supposed to take, or if it's supposed to take any time at all. I'll try and clean up here as best as I can. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye from Flounder.